Can a simple kitchen staple really aid weight loss? For decades, apple cider vinegar has been touted as a miracle cure. So what's the truth behind the hype? We'll explore what ACV is, the science behind its effects on appetite, metabolism, and body weight, the quality of the evidence, practical usage, potential risks, and how to integrate it safely into a weight management plan. ACV is not a magic bullet. Weight loss generally requires a sustainable calorie deficit, balanced diet, regular activity, and lifestyle factors. Any medical conditions or medications should be discussed with a healthcare professional. What is apple cider vinegar? Acetic acid is the primary active component. Trace amounts of vitamins, minerals, polyphenol, and probiotics in some brands. Fermentation of apples into apple cider, then into vinegar. Raw, unfiltered, with the mother, contains more compounds that some people believe confer additional benefits. Liquid ACV, capsules, gummies. Note on dosage accuracy and potential additives in some products. The proposed mechanisms by which ACV might influence weight. Appetite suppression and satiety. Acetic acid may slow gastric emptying, leading to increased fullness after meals. Potential effects on gut hormones related to hunger and fullness, e.g., ghrelin, GLP-1, PYY, observed in some studies. The role of vinegar's acidity on meal composition and perception of satiety. Glycemic control and insulin response. Some evidence suggests acetic acid can blunt postprandial glucose and insulin spikes when consumed with carbohydrates. Lower short-term insulin response could influence fat storage signals, although the effect is modest. Metabolic rate and fat storage. Animal studies have shown acetic acid may reduce fat deposition and influence genes involved in lipid metabolism. Human data on resting metabolic rate, RMR, effects are limited and inconsistent. Lipid profile and cardiovascular markers. Some studies hint at modest reductions in triglycerides or cholesterol with ACV use, but results are variable and not directly tied to weight loss. Behavioral and habit-forming aspects. Replacing higher-calorie beverages with ACV-containing drinks can reduce total daily calories. The ritual of a daily ACV dose may reinforce a broader health-oriented mindset. What the scientific evidence says. Human randomized trials. Early studies showed modest weight loss with daily ACV intake over several weeks, typically in the range of 2 to 4 pounds, 1 to 2 kilograms, compared with control groups, though results vary. Effects are generally small and more pronounced in people who consume ACV with meals containing carbohydrates. Observational data. Some cross-sectional studies correlate higher ACV intake with lower body weight or BMI, but confounding factors, overall diet, activity, socioeconomic factors, limit causal inference. Meta-analyses and consensus. Most reviews conclude that ACV can cause small short-term weight reductions, but is not a robust standalone weight loss solution. Safety and tolerability are generally good for short-term use. Long-term safety data are limited. Important caveats. The dose matters. Many studies use 15 to 30 milliliters, 1 to 2 tablespoons, daily, often divided or consumed with meals. Timing relative to meals can influence outcomes. Taking it with meals that are high in refined carbohydrates may yield the strongest effects on post-meal glycemic response. Individual variability is high. Genetics, gut microbiome, and overall diet influence results. Practical guidelines for using apple cider vinegar safely. Choosing quality ACV. Look for raw, unfiltered, organic varieties labeled with the mother if possible. Avoid ACV with added sugars, flavorings, or caramel coloring. Typical dosing strategies. Common approach: 1 to 2 tablespoons, 15 to 30 milliliters, diluted in a large glass of water, taken once or twice daily, usually before meals. Start with a smaller amount, e.g., 1 teaspoon in water, to assess tolerance, then gradually increase. Never consume undiluted ACV due to the risk of esophageal and tooth enamel damage. How to incorporate into meals. Use as a condiment or dressing for salads or vegetables. Mix into marinades or yogurt-based sauces to improve palatability. Combine with meals high in fiber and protein to enhance satiety. Hydration and dental care. Rinse mouth after consuming ACV to help protect tooth enamel. Consider brushing after a short wait if possible. Maintain adequate hydration, as ACV is acidic and can irritate the throat or stomach if taken without water. Safety considerations and who should avoid ACV. People with a history of esophageal ulcers, gastritis, or gastroesophageal reflux disease, GERD, should exercise caution. Those taking diabetes medications, diuretics, or potassium-lowering drugs should consult a clinician, as ACV can affect glucose control and electrolyte balance. Avoid during pregnancy or breastfeeding unless advised by a healthcare professional. Potential side effects: digestive discomfort, acidic throat, or nausea in some individuals. Tooth enamel erosion with frequent, undiluted exposure. Interaction with certain medications. Always check with a clinician if unsure. How ACV fits into a comprehensive weight loss plan. Calorie balance fundamentals. Weight loss requires a sustainable calorie deficit. ACV is not a weight loss magic bullet, but can support modest appetite control and glycemic benefits. Diet quality and macronutrient balance. Pair ACV with a nutrient-dense diet rich in fiber, lean proteins, healthy fats, and complex carbohydrates. Prioritize whole foods to maximize satiety and nutrient intake. Physical activity. Regular movement and structured exercise amplify weight loss and metabolic health benefits beyond what ACV alone can achieve. Behavior and habit formation. Use ACV as a small productivity tool, not a substitute for consistent healthy habits. Track progress with weight, measurements, energy levels, and well-being rather than relying solely on scale weight. Personalization and patience. Individual responses vary. Some people may notice small benefits. Others may see minimal impact. Focus on sustainable changes rather than quick fixes. debunking myths and addressing common questions. Myth: ACV burns fat directly. Reality: there is no evidence that ACV directly burns fat. Any weight changes are due to modest effects on appetite, glycemic response, and calorie intake, plus behavior changes. Myth: more ACV equals more weight loss. Reality: higher doses can cause adverse effects and do not guarantee better outcomes. Stick to moderate dosing with intolerances. Myth: ACV substitutes for a healthy lifestyle. Reality: it's a supplement to, not a substitute for, a balanced diet and physical activity. Myth: ACV is safe for long-term, daily use without risks. Reality: long-term safety data are limited. Use as part of a broader, evidence-based plan and consult a clinician for prolonged use. Realistic expectations and case scenarios. Case 1. Jane, 32, overweight, integrates ACV with meals and increases daily steps. Potential outcomes: modest weight loss over 8 to 12 weeks, improved satiety after meals, small improvement in post-meal glucose response. Case 2. Alex, 45, with prediabetes, uses ACV before meals of high-carbohydrate foods. Potential outcomes: improved postprandial glycemic control, modest weight change if total calories are controlled. Case 3. Sam, 60, skeptical and risk-averse to acids. Potential outcomes: minimal benefit if not accompanied by broader dietary changes. Emphasis on other approaches validated by research. Practical takeaways: if you choose to try ACV, start with 5 to 7 days to assess tolerance. Then consider increasing to 1 to 2 tablespoons per day, diluted in water. Take it before meals that are higher in refined carbs to potentially blunt glucose spikes. Maintain a balanced diet and regular physical activity to maximize potential benefits. If you don't want to try ACV, there are many other evidence-based strategies for weight loss. Focus on protein-rich meals, fiber intake, regular exercise, sleep optimization, stress management. If you have persistent difficulty losing weight, or if you have medical conditions or medications that could interact with ACV, consult a healthcare provider or registered dietitian. ACV can modestly aid weight management for some people, mainly through effects on appetite, glycemic response, and substitution of higher-calorie beverages. It is not a substitute for sustainable lifestyle changes or lasting weight loss. Prioritize a consistent, holistic approach and use ACV as a potential helper rather than a primary strategy.